Welcome back. Today, I am going to do more tabs. This is my second tabs tutorial video. I made one about how to make good battles. You should check it out. And this one's about how to make good units. So, if you don't know, making units is kind of my thing in tabs. I've made a ton. I don't download units, I make my own. So, first step. If you're going, a good idea for making units is doing off of something that exists already. Such as if you wanted to make, I don't know, like a superhero or like anything really. You can make a realistic pirate. Boom, done. That's not it. How you do it is you get the closest weapons as possible to it. Do the real thing. Give it the right clothes. Boom, done. That's pretty much how it is. But if you're going to make something off of real life, you should always look up something on like a different device. Like, say you're playing on your computer here. Well, you could always go from your computer. Wait, what did I say? I can't talk. That's what I said. Could always go onto a different device while playing tabs on the computer. You go onto a different device, and then you look up how someone looks in real life, or you can do it from different YouTube videos, like such as World War II soldiers, like USA World War II, you know. Look up how they look in real life. Then you copy that and make the most accurate version. Some it'll be trouble, like when I was making a Bowser for tabs. I still can't talk. When I was making Bowser from tabs, I had a lot of trouble finding the right head beat. It was very, very difficult to get just what I wanted for Bowser's hair. And his face was pretty difficult too. Also, you can always do what I'm doing right now and just create a random thing. Just something that came to your mind. Make sure to color things correctly too. If you don't have good colors, then it'll look hideous, like what I'm making right now. Sometimes. But also, don't combine a bunch of different colors unless that's like what you're trying to do and you know it's going to turn out well. A good tip for how to make things good is go into a game that you like to play besides tabs and try to create things from that game in tabs. Like, I have made many different games in tabs before. I just like to do it. I have made things like Plants vs. Zombies, Minecraft, of course. I made a game on Roblox called Tower Defense Simulator. I made a lot of games in tabs. I really seem to enjoy it. After you get the right outfit for your guy, you should go to weapons and get the right weapon. Get the weapon that seems, if you're creating like your own thing, get a weapon that seems to suit with the guy you're making. And if you're going to make if you're making something off a game or something, make it off of the game. Also, make it off of the weapon that they use in the game, or movie, or whatever. Book, even. After you get the right weapon, you should always color it, just like coloring the clothes to be correct. Unless you don't need to color it. You could always create a random mess of junk, like what I'm doing here. I've done it before with my friend. It is a lot of fun to just create a mess. Also, make sure to give them the right abilities. Give them the abilities that seem to suit the person in your make, or the abilities that they have in a game. Some things it's very difficult to get the good abilities if it's from a different game. Like, I made Superman in tabs. It was very difficult to figure out how I should make his laser eyes. I eventually settled on fire breath. After you get the right abilities, you should always after you get the right abilities, you should always change the weapon's projectiles. So the projectiles for the weapon is just what the person would have in like the game, or what would make sense. Yeah, I'm not gonna do big crawling. Like this. I go into the stats for the weapon and change what I want it to shoot, so shoot what I want. Well, I mean change what it shoots, so it shoots what I want, because I can't talk. So, here, which I have it shoot. I decide, and I will decide on the witch orb. For throwing weapons, like the throwing knife here, you shouldn't change the stats though, unless if you want to just throw a random item. Like if I make it so the throwing knife here, there's water jugs, he will be holding a water jug. If I make it a spike, he'll hold a spike. And then they'll still throw it and have the same attack speed as the original weapon. Next up, stats. Make sure to give them accurate hit points of how they would seem to be if it's your own custom guy, or how they would be in like the game, book, or movie. You can always give them a absurd amount of health, but also make sure to give them what would be accurate. So the size increases the size, of course. The size makes him a bigger target, but it's also, I guess, more powerful. I don't know exactly how, but I know it is. I haven't looked into it yet. I think I have some theories about how it's more powerful. Hit points, pretty obvious, more health. Unit weight, very helpful. So, things like firework archers, things with high knockback. Like, they can send you flying if they're really good knockback, such as ballista bolts. But the more the weight the person has, the farther they'll be set back. So it's pretty much weight. But also, it's also the strength. So, if someone had like a really heavy weapon, such as like the M2 Browning, they would have trouble carrying it. But if the higher the strength, the easier they'll carry it. It's the weight and strength right here. It says that. See, good for units who have heavy weapons so they can carry them. Movement speed increases speed of walking. Pretty obvious. Make sure to get all the right stats to how you want. Attack speed, also very useful. It'll increase the attack speed. Exactly what it sounds like. Damage, pretty obvious. Increases the damage. Next up, the name. Make sure to give them the name how they are in the game, or just give them a random name off of what you will like. Me, I'm doing Fishy Bear Cook Crow book with 3 O's, man. Perfect. Then I'm gonna capitalize it. Next up, picture. Get the perfect picture of what you want the person to see. what you want others to see in you. Next up, price. Never rely on the custom price. Trust me, it's not worth it. Because the price only increases from size, hit points, and weight. Movement speed, damage, and attack speed don't affect it. Also, the Tab G weapons, such as like the more modern weapons in the Tab G section, what's it called? Here, I'll show you. Like these weapons here, they do not affect the price. A few of them do, but most of them don't. Like I said, M2 Browning is my example for heavy weapons that will have trouble holding. The person will have trouble holding up. Once you get your guy exactly how you want it, you can find, or like anytime actually, but you can test it. Testing it is a very good choice before you save it. You do not want to save it before testing it. Oops, I got rid of the book. Also, just so you know, this book is very overpowered. It'll summon a bunch of things. Which I think it's or do a rock. This is a bad. So, as you can see, I'm just doing the custom price here of how it thinks it should cost. Once your unit looks exactly how you want, the V has the stats that you want it to have, and pretty much everything you want it to have, then you'll be ready to finally save it. Also, definitely do the cost. Trust me, it's worth it. This beautiful, my masterpiece is finished. Oh yeah, I forgot. If it's gonna have a ranged weapon, make sure to change the range. And I also forgot one thing. This, you can always make it a skeleton, halfling, and the normal, and just keep it normal. Then you can change how it sounds. Perfect. So, change movement type, blah blah blah. If it's gonna be like a medic type or something, you can change targeting type. You can always have a rider. You can be hideous as possible. You can make it very hideous if you want. It's gonna take forever though, because that's just how it is. As you can see, I have a ton of custom guys. Oh yeah, I forgot I made Clash of Clans in this. Totally forgot about that because I didn't really do that much. I also made the Call of the Wild movie. Tabs is a very reliable thing. I have made 2 things for school using tabs. You may be like, no way! How would you make things for school in a video game about fighting? I have made a video about Aztec warriors fighting and people. That was for a school project in a book report about me reading a book about Aztec Incas and Mayans. For another book report, I read The Call of the Wild. I made a YouTube video, which is an entire summary of The Call of the Wild in tabs. Tabs is a very useful thing, and I did that with the Unit Creator. So, I'm going to give it the price I want it to have. Perfect. can always make it cost more, but you should give it a respectable price. I do actually agree with the game for this. You can't. Sometimes you can agree in the game, other times no, because it makes only. Because if I made a guy with 100 health and an M16 one time. The game was like, hey, he should cost $260. Really? I could spam on that and win like in every single campaign just by spamming it. But other times you can't agree, like here. That makes sense for this hideous man. So, once you're done, save it. Then, you go to a faction. Create the faction. Or if you have one already, go into that. Where's my faction that I wanted to add this to? I know I have a faction somewhere in here that I want to add this to. Maybe not. Oh yeah, Legacy 2. I can add it to Legacy 2. We're at Bob Ross, Tabzilla, the Tabs as Botinator, Spooderman, and Superman. I'm gonna add them to Legacy 2. Fish. Boom, done. Then, once you have finished all of that, you can finally go into Sandbox for campaign. It's too expensive for campaign that don't do campaign. You cannot use your custom units in multiplayer too. I've tried it, it doesn't work with that. It makes sense though, because you could always just do like an overpowered thing where you make your unit cost 1, but it's invincible and you just spam it. So, you get your unit, wrong faction. And you make them fight guys. And that's it. You have learned all basic things to do for creating a unit. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Okay, Bob Ross is actually overpowered. He should not cost 60,000. That's as much as a tank, he's better than a tank. Okay, what if I do Bob Ross versus a tank? This will end off the video. Bob Ross versus a tank. The ultimate battle! Can Bob Ross beat a tank? Bob Ross, you be on red team. Fight, 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 fight. I'm gonna go to Legacy. This big open field. Fight, 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 fight. I need to stop saying that. Attack! Oh, Bob Ross is done! He paints a tornado! Oh! Bob Ross paints cool stuff. He's wrecking that tank! The tank misses! Oh! Run it over, Bob Ross, but no! He's walking on that tank! He's gonna paint that thing red! The tank, it cannot hit him, but if Bob Ross keeps painting and all those disasters, he's gonna doom that tank still. Oh, the tank runs him over! And that, folks, is how Bob Ross died. He died fighting a tank and got squashed by it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.